like being the introducer for shows. So hello, everybody. This is Hey You with Bridgemakers. And we are doing our weekly community builder meetup, which is yay, money. And we are, we're here to talk about, first of all, how do we build healthy community? Ooh, I like all the emojis coming out. We're here to talk about, first of all, what are our norms? That's the first part. And then the second part will be, how do we reflect back to each other when we're in pain? So we practice sharing one pain point about building community in our lives, whether it's building it with our family members or building it with communities in here, or just looking at communities in the world and shaking our fist. Whatever is salient for you, just sharing one thing, and then we practice listening to each other and reflecting that back. And then the last part, for the last hour or so, is we'll go on a little world hop and we'll look at environment, starting with this one, and ask ourselves, how does the environment shape our community experience? How does it make community and how does it break it? Yes, we're looking at the mechanics of the space and what it does to bring us together or actually cause conflict and marginalization and disconnect. So that's usually our menu. Sometimes we shake it up and do something else if we're not feeling the normal menu for the evening. But that's what we'll start with, at least. And
very cool.
Yeah. So first thing is to please put yourself on orange if you're not already, as we like to practice like conscious consent. And so if you do have somebody that's trying to join on you and you think they'd be a great fit for sitting in a circle and talking about sincere things, you can meet them at the entrance. Just like you can accept that invite, but meet them and just orient them a little bit before they join our circle. And then the other norms for us, which is basically like, there's 3 levels, I believe, of community systems and how we hold accountability and how we build our infrastructure. One is rules, and those are the things where if you break that rule, then it's an exclusionary practice. It's a distancing. You can't do that thing. Most communities stop there, and they're just kind of like, don't do these things, otherwise you're good. We actually have 2 other layers to that some communities have. One is guidelines. So guidelines are what happens before the rules kick in. Guidelines say, here's what to do. Here's how to get along. And then the one before that rarely ever gets written down is norms. And norms are the things that eventually build guidelines or rules. But they're the very beginnings of how we interact with each other. Sometimes norms actually really work against communities, but nobody talks about it. And so then they just kind of take over the space. Like there can be norms like interrupting each other when we're feeling excited, but that can also lead to conflict and feeling misheard or misunderstood. So what we do in here to start our circles is talk about community norms that build healthy community. And what we see in Bridgemakers, what we want to add to this event, or what we like about other communities that maybe Bridgemakers can copy and start doing to build a better community here. And so one of the norms I just said was putting yourself on orange. That's not quite a rule. That is a little bit of a guideline, but it's also just a norm that we do for this particular event to try to be respectful of the circle we grow. What are other norms that either you think we need in Bridgemakers or you love about your community system that you want to bring up? Just one to share and kind of add to the circle so we can co-create a space. And who would like to go first?
I have a clarifying question.
Sure.
So can you help me understand norms? Like how would you define it? Is it just like a thing that creates like a safe space, or like, yes? Yeah.
Kind of,
that's
yeah.
one way to
It's
interpret
kind of
it?
like what makes us normal together. how do we know that
Yeah.
we're on a journey? And so safety can be a symptom of norms,
Mm.
right? But also toxicity can be a symptom of norms, right? It
Mhm.
can go either direction, but it's kind of our shared agreements that we don't always say out loud, but we start to mirror each other in. So there are norms in some communities where everybody is um, very furry. And if an e boy or e girl walks in the room, people are like, but they don't, there's no rule that says you have to be a furry
Like a social
avatar.
norm. Mhm.
Yeah, social norms, exactly. So we're
Mhm.
just kind of starting our circle every time for this particular event with saying, let's look under the hood and say, how do we build a healthy group today?
Unwritten rules.
Written
We're
rules.
speaking the unspoken.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Huh.
Much simpler. So, and they can be observations of anything, but it also, if you want to look at our Bridgemaker's description, there's some written out kind of guidelines or norms there too that you can list. But yeah, who wants to say a community
I'm
norm that
gonna
maybe we practice today?
I'm gonna say accountability, and
Say more.
I can always kind of apply that to a lot of things, I think. But um, in a kind of real specific to this kind of meetup context, it could just be, if you got distracted while somebody was speaking, and then hey, it tries to call on you, just be like, I was,
Wasn't paying attention.
yelling at my kids or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Or my cat. Mm-hmm.
Or even in the kind of more maybe other side of the spectrum of that word, but the idea of if somebody says something that's kind of uh, you know interesting in a potentially negative way, we might ask them to expound on that rather than shutting it down, or we expect you to kind of take accountability for your words. And even with the idea of there being a YouTube stream here, there
Mm-hmm.
is some transparency, and
Mm-hmm.
so we all have to kind of always
Yeah.
be accountable in our speech, I think, and even in the sense that I think if I say something that is, because I think I often misremember certain details, get things mixed up. Like I'm just fully appreciative if Haya tells me, like, actually, Carl, you're wrong about that. It was this, remember? I'm like, oh yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we tell each other the truth, and so that can actually go into the idea of kindness is one of our norms. Kindness versus niceness, and kindness means we speak up. We don't like hide it if we feel something ripping or something that's like off. Hopefully, I don't say, Carl, you're wrong. That's kind of confrontational. But I might say, hey,
And you gotta
Carl,
go, do the like
yeah,
buzzer
the
noise.
buzzer. Yeah, yeah. I might say something like, "Hey, Carl, I remember that differently," and that's a way to kind of cue that we've got a misunderstanding there for a second. So,
Yeah.
Elliot's here. Welcome, Elliot. Join the circle. Come on in.
You may say it gentler, but that's how I hear it regardless.
Nice.
Just
Carl still hears me
incorrect. You were
saying,
wrong.
"Nah." Yeah. Okay, I'll just
No,
make the
it's not.
buzzer sound
But
louder.
I also don't. I don't. Again, I appreciate the that interrupt, that like
Yeah.
forcing
Zap.
me to immediately stop and like
Check yourself.
re-examine what I'm thinking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, that is definitely something. I think, according to the familiarity, if you're new here, I'm not going to be like, but I think we all check each
Mhm.
other, hopefully. And over
I
time,
like that.
we're practicing having the micro
Well, then there's
conflicts.
even the kind of the relevancy of our setting here. We wrap ourselves in kind of the what we're trying to get out of it, and the what we're trying to broadcast about ourselves. And I've definitely dug into a little bit the idea of the clown stuff is a little intended to be disarming and like getting people to
Mm,
so that's a norm in
feel
and of itself,
relational.
kind of
Yeah.
treating people how they are presenting themselves in a VR sense.
Yeah, that's really a good way to put it. So welcome,
Mhm.
Elliot. Before we keep going, I want to just update you on what we're doing. So this is the weekly community builder meetup, and we're just talking right now about how we build community together. Like, what's one thing you appreciate about a community circle that you've been in, or one thing you can read about Bridgemaker's description that you just want to read out loud that kind of grabs your heart or is interesting. This is where we set the container for this evening. So you're welcome to join in. And right now we're just kind of doing popcorn, and letting everybody add one thing, hopefully. So who wants to go next?
Yeah. I have a thing.
Okay. Yay.
Something that I've experienced in other settings, whether it's like mental health or different things that I've been involved in with like group settings, and like sometimes deep and the conversations that could vary in terms of opinions. One thing that I like is people who speak from their own experience. Now, with that said, I appreciate advice, and I think a lot of people will be open to advice, and I think there's a great place for it sometimes. But I think with certain conversations, especially whether it's like around, like I said, mental health or things about strategies within creating community, in my experience, I've found that we don't necessarily know what someone's tried. We don't know the impact of what someone has done and their experience with it. So when we're giving solutions, one thing that I've always appreciated, and I speak, I guess solely for myself, but I've just seen it work, is that when people speak from their experience, it seems to just carry a little bit more than advice giving. And that's just something that it has always worked for me in terms of, because it seems more collaborative rather than being told, because yeah, it is true. You never know what someone's been through in terms of like trying something and what, we don't know people's triggers as well. So yeah, just speaking through experiences with all these different strategies and thoughts.
Yeah. And I would add on to that we also resist advice giving here as much as it's tempting. We really try to not just speak from our experience, but also hold the discomfort of not fixing it and just like being with that and finding other ways to validate and say, I hear you, I resonate with that. So I statements are another way to go. Like the most rare thing I think I hear in VR, but I always encourage people to put this back in your toolkit, is saying the words, I don't know what to say. Even though it seems like you're just filling up silence with words that you can't speak. By saying, I don't know what to say, it actually can really honor the complexity and pain and intensity of what somebody's going through. Without pushing them or pulling them to be anything different. I don't know what to say. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah. Elliot, what do you got?
Yeah, it's really good. Like I encountered that a few times because my situation is in real life is quite bad, and like when I had a talk with that and with some friends, like some of them would say that like I don't know what to say, which is it's still better than just like nodding and saying nothing. So
yeah, thank you, and thank you for naming that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people are silent in VR, especially because our body language looks very calm and kind of like nonchalant. Our body language from our avatars doesn't respond to seriousness very well. And so it can almost feel invalidating to speak to people and have them just kind of shrug or nod their head, or if they're on desktop, that's even hard to do. So saying I don't know what to say is a way to honor there's so much there, and I feel with you. So thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. That resonates. Advice giving is so tempting. Especially by a group called Bridge Makers. We want to build a bridge, but not always. We've got to wait.
It's a talent to resist, right? I look forward to working on that.
Timing is everything.
That understands
exactly. So
my challenges.
the thing that I try to remember around that helps me slow down is the difference between knowledge and wisdom is timing. And that makes me excited to not fix it, because I then believe and trust that there's a window somewhere in this that advice, that idea will come out, and it might not come through me. And so then I just hold and I look for that wisdom moment to kind of offer something, but I wait for it to ripen, is how it feels like in me. So a lot of times we jump in too quick and we don't let it all come out, or we don't just drop into our bodies and feel the helplessness that obviously sometimes somebody in pain is feeling, and we don't want to go there. So then we leave them in the helplessness and be like, I'm going to be really helpful, ha ha ha, and we push them further into their helplessness accidentally. So there's a lot in that norm, and I'm really glad that you named it, Captain. It's good. Who else would like to name a norm?
I could.
Okay, excellent.
For me, this has come up from more of like my thesis writing that I've been doing, and it's like regulation for the self and for the others that I am looking into with all of my thesis prep and playwriting of the thesis as well. So it's like having that space where you can tell, okay, here's where I need to take that moment for myself to step away. And here's the moment where I really need to dive into it and trust where I'm going or what I'm feeling in this moment. Wow. And so that's, for me, regulation is right now.
Regulation, yeah. That I am first accountable to my own nervous system and my own emotions and my own consciousness. And if I can't regulate me, I can't join with you, because I'm out of sorts inside of me. Yeah. Regulation, you're giving a whole new flavor to the word for me. Normally I'm just like, oh no, the food regulators are going to shut my restaurant down.
The regulatory bodies have spoken.
I know. And I don't have a restaurant, but I feel anxious anyways. So yeah, regulation, nervous system regulation for sure. What else? What's another norm we can add today? Yeah.
I could go. We want to try and, well, I like to think practicing inclusion is really important, to have people who are new and coming in, to always try to get them involved in what we're doing, to not have too many inside jokes, or to at least explain them if they come up, to always try and keep things like approachable, and to get people involved, to ask people questions when they haven't spoken in a while. I think that's all very important, to keep people included and to not, feel like they're being pushed away.
Yeah. Yeah, really well put. And before, you've brought that up also as it can be fun to have inside jokes sometimes. It can feel like, oh, we've been through this before and this is where we all laugh. Yes. For example, this is a really good example. Yeah. Right? This is one of our teammates, and he, for the longest time, would fall over and die if anybody said anything about him. And so we have a little meme of that, and it makes us laugh when we see that. But for anybody else, that could just be really confusing, right? So when we do that, we're not being inclusive necessarily, because it synchronizes part of the group and it separates the rest of you. So learning when we say those things that make us laugh, and how we can wait for or find the ways that help us all laugh, help us all enjoy it, and be mindful of that. Yeah. Thank you, Bro.
Can I add something?
Please.
So when I joined the Asada community here, the main reason I get so attached to the community is because one of the staff members would always come to people who are hiding and like not socializing, and they would
Yeah.
like attempt to make them socialize and connect them with other people.
Yeah.
Not by
Wow.
force, but like by like showing them that there's reasons to talk.
Mhm.
And like every time I would go to the events, I would just hide in a bush and watch everything. And one time she just came to me and like yeah, introduced me to everyone, which made me start socializing.
Oh, that just makes my heart really tender, Elliot. And isn't that just like, can you imagine? Like you were just used to doing that. I just come and I watch, and that's all I am here. And you maybe had
Yeah.
seen her do that before, right? She'd go find people, and so when she did, you're like, oh, I know what this is like. I've seen this work. Maybe I will
Yeah.
also be welcome here. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm shout out to whoever that person is in whatever group. That's a lovely, lovely
Yeah.
task. The greeter. Yeah.
I can say the name of the group if it's allowed here.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Dance Academy. Like I started
Oh,
the yeah,
yeah.
I started years ago, and now I'm like a team leader as well. So it took a
Oh,
while, but
it took a
yeah, it
while.
made a long good
Yay.
journey.
We have Astral here too. Yay.
Yeah, I know as well, actually.
yay.
Yeah, I'm glad Astral's here. So yeah,
I
that
didn't know
is an
Astral was here.
incredible norm. And what one of the ways we're manifesting this right now, which is another shout out to Nico in this world, is the way this circle and this space is created. We kind of automatically want to slide in next to each other, and it leaves the
Mm.
entrance to this circle open. So it's less intimidating to hopefully try to join it, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, Astel, welcome. It's been a while. Good to
Hello.
see you. Yay.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
So, that consciousness to make space so that when somebody comes in, they don't feel like they're invading a fully crowded circle is something we practice also. Yeah. So we're going through norms, Astral. If you want to add one, does anybody else have a norm they would like to share? We try to get everybody just because we're all putting our VR feet in the middle of the room. What's a norm that helps you build healthy community?
Well, my feet are on the couch. Sorry about that.
They are, yeah. Astral is
The
spinning.
spin.
Yes.
I'm thinking.
Sim. Oh, Astral. Who's gonna go?
They're thinking.
Yeah, you come back to me, baby.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
What about you,
Of course.
Sim? You got a norm for us? Nope. Okay, that's a
Yeah,
shaky. Oh,
actually.
yeah.
Oh, is
Oh.
the mic working?
Yeah, you're
There
right.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, I actually wanted to mention transparency. I feel like the practice of openly sharing information, decisions, and processes, and fostering an environment of trust and accountability is what I really appreciate about a lot of communities in VR, especially bridge makers. So yeah, that's my
That's
value.
lovely. Transparency is to me it's like a horizon that I'm never gonna reach, but I'm always reaching for. Because it is it's a risk to be transparent. It is a vulnerability. But there's also a gift in it to say this space and these relationships are going to survive my imperfect transparency. And I have a lot of imperfect transparency for anybody who has peeked behind the bridge maker's veil, seen what the construction area looks like. And yet the practice of that, it sets me up to fail a lot, but in small amounts. And every once in a while, my failure becomes somebody else's calling. And watching that happen heals a lot of wounds inside of me for all the times I just feel like I showed too much too soon and whatever. And then watching somebody take my failure and turn it into something beautiful is so lovely. But the practice of transparency takes iteration, right? It takes a willingness to do it wrong and then do it better. And that isn't always fun or clear or easy. Hello. Astral had a friend join. Welcome. You're welcome to join our circle.
Hello.
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 Yeah. And for
The
those
jumping
of
here
you,
is way too high.
yeah, it is. It's a little like anti-gravity. For those of you who recently joined, the invitation is to go on Orange, so that basically we can greet our guests when we can, let them know what we're doing. And we're really glad you're here, Elsa. So, yeah, we're basically this is a community circle where we're checking in about how we build healthy community. And then the next part will be, we'll share one thing that hurts about building community. What's one hard part for us in building community today? Astral, do you have a norm you want to throw into the middle here for building healthy community?
I was going to go for accountability.
Wow. That word is
ironically, it was
twice
going to be
today.
like,
Let's
Tell us
let's say
more.
Astra wasn't here, so
that
we'll
joke
see how they present it.
was actually what was on my mind, and then also right.
Yeah, tell us more. What is accountable to mean?
This is a group I attend sometimes.
Yeah. Sorry, we were talking over each other there. Tell us more about accountability.
Sometimes you have to be mindful about protecting the space. Sometimes you have this isn't actually Elsa's a wonderful person, so this is not a condemnation of Elsa here. Yeah. But sometimes we have people joining on us that will not vibe with that community. And also like we have to be accountable to like who's on our friends list in general. The join list, as I refer to it.
The join list. Nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that accountability came up twice today. You are a gritty group. That is, I don't think that's ever happened. Most people are terrified of that word, especially in social VR. So that's interesting.
I think we're living through a society right now that has been built on systems that remove accountability.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the damages that has caused.
Yeah. That's true. So maybe we're all getting a deeper stomach for accounting. And I don't know how it feels for you, but when somebody owns their kind of like their lapse in judgment or their lapse of whatever, and they do it with like integrity and not putting themselves down, I'm just going like, whoops, I forgot something there, or I did that in a way that could have harmed. I feel like a little wild flower garden just like blooms inside of me all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, you did it. That's growth. Growth is saying it as soon as you can next to the time when and I'm going to re-own that. Growth is saying it as soon as I can when I've messed up so that I can match my awareness to what maybe had harmed. And usually if I say it soon enough, then if I harm somebody, they can be like, yep, I saw that affected me. Like, okay, I choose different. I'm going to do that different next time. But accountability can be so healing even when people really mess up. Yeah. It's already turning so rich and we haven't even gotten to the meat of today. That was the appetizer. Okay. If you're picking up on this, Elsa, you're welcome to join in, but also I know you just arrived, so would you like to add a norm to what we're talking about?
It was about what's hard about making a community. I thought
this part is what is healthy about building a community. So what is one thing we can add to each other today that helps us be conscious together? So we've had transparency, accountability. We've had, help me out here, because those were frequent. We've had regulation. Yeah. And
speaking their experience.
Yeah, speaking
no
my
advice
statements.
given.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, like owning our experience versus pushing our advice on other people. We've had inclusivity and welcoming, another accountability. And Elliot, did you have one? I think you did. You added one. No, not yet.
I just added on one.
On other people. Yeah, yeah. Do you want to add one?
I'm not sure I can think of something really quickly.
That's okay.
I'll say when I have one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No worries. So yeah, Elsie, you're
So
welcome to.
If I add like communication, is that a
Yeah.
thing? Like
tell us
being
more.
Good communication.
What
like being clear about what you're communicating. So like the message you're conveying like comes across to the people you're talking to. So like the message doesn't change in transport, so to speak.
So what's an example of that clear communication? Would it be
well, clear is like talking person to person, and unclear would be if you tell a person and it's like almost like a rumor that spreads that like could change
so direct
stuff like
communication.
Direct communication.
Direct communication. That's a hard one in these immersive spaces sometimes, right? We want to just have the good feelings, the fuzzy feelings when we're around each other. And sometimes we have to say the hard things. And it's even harder sometimes if we're typing it on Discord or whatever and we can't see each other. And so, yeah, that is an art. How do I come and say something hard without just overwhelming you and you run off?
Yeah, like the hard parts are probably the hardest to be direct and clear about, because you might want to like be nice about something you're saying and not too like harsh or something.
Exactly.
And then maybe the language you're using might change the message when it hops from person to person.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So in that respect, I just realized we're streaming, and I'm going to try to apply this for a second. I actually had to turn your avatar off for me because we are a safe for work community, and your avatar is a bit on the not safe for work side. So
sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't know what kind of space I was joining.
You're fine. You're fine. If you do have a more clothing oriented avatar,
I don't know if I have any good options on the top of my head. I could swap to a green one.
Okay, let's try
I
that.
know we're supposed to wear clothing. Sorry, I can like put on like a hat or something.
Clothing's not required. Just less body
put on more
parts, I guess. There you go. You got some going. There's some coverage. Okay.
I got some going. I don't know
appreciate
if I have
the
many
effort.
more.
The camera's behind you, so we'll just keep the camera behind you.
There's only so much clothing.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Can I use this chance just to say that I may have seen you in Outspace at some point years ago?
Did you? Do you remember the green
I
hair?
used to, maybe, because I have played Outspace for years on my Google Daydream.
Yeah. Your avatar or your name is very familiar to me. I keep going, where do we
to me as well, for years, because I joined, I was like, why is that familiar to me?
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I have hopped between multiple apps, and the thing I'm known for many times in the different apps is an event called Human on Purpose, where I'm like, let's talk about awful and uncomfortable emotions together for an hour or two and see what happens. And so Altspace, I ran an event series in there for about a year where it was one of the most interesting things I've ever done, because I never went in knowing what emotion we were going to cover. And then for an hour, all around the world, people would come in and stand in a circle and just riff about really awful emotions, but we would just pick one per night. And I remember listening to a woman in Russia sing a bedtime story about guilt, that her grandmother had taught her what guilt was by singing this song to her, and we got to hear it. Just like the most mesmerizing information from many cultures would come in, and it it opened me so deeply to see hard emotions as my friends instead of seeing them as little fires to snuff out.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if that was when it was, but it was such a great experience.
Yeah.
So yay! I'm glad to see you again. I was known a
Yeah.
little bit for my green hair in there. I keep ending up with green hair everywhere. So
I'm the same now in Viaja.
yeah, look at that. Oh, it's like green hair recognized. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're ready unless Elsa, you've got one. We're ready. Oh, you did communication. So Elliot, you're gonna go later. So we're gonna close that part and now we're gonna move into one pain point. So one thing that sucks about building community, where it just feels like it's failing, it's stuck, it's aching, and you get about 1 minute to share what it is, and then we're going to take turns practicing reflecting it back. No fixing, no putting how you must be feeling on it. We're just going to repeat back exactly what we heard. And this is a way we practice not running ahead of the growing from the pain and staying in the present. So who would like to try their 1 minute ouch howl pain points about community building?
Huh.
I guess I could.
Okay. Axel's going to try first, and then we'll go to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, great. Ooh, I have so many. But the biggest one is I just finished my Act 1 for my thesis. Woohoo. Yay.
Congrats.
Oh,
yes. The thing that I'm really running into is from all of the last read through from last session and coming up on my second official read through, which I'm very excited about, is how the language and representation of how trauma healing happens and how that relates to others' perceptions in the way that I am portraying. So in the way that I write, the way that I show on stage, and the way that the lighting and design aspects can help either make it feel overwhelming more toward the healing aspect, and also trying to figure out that delicate balance to where it's just enough where we can remain open and accept that healing that I'm trying to offer through my thesis work. So that's my pain point.
Wow. Okay. Who would like to try reflective listening on Axel's pain point?
I'm hearing you're describing actually something that I empathize with a lot. Trying to offer basically present a mode for healing. People's traumas can be at all different stages, and oftentimes it's hard to align.
Wow.
It's like trying to teach like a new philosophy to someone, but they're not really in the space to hear it sometimes, or you just kind of, it's hard to get them on the wavelength ready to receive a message. So dealing with like space design, thinking about how the flows in the environment may cultivate that is really interesting, and something I also think about too. Very cool.
And so the second part to reflective listening is, did I get that? Did I hear you?
There's a book I've been reading recently. It's called The Politics of Play by Aggie Hurst, and it has kind of a serious tone because it's meant to be studied by wargaming. In this book, though, chapter 8 talks about the politics of immersion and how gaming itself can create flow states, and also like how in a way that we need to fight against these flow states in ways to, have more critical looks on how things work around us. But you can kind of craft environments so that people, norms are accepted without being critical of them, which can also create modes for healing.
Thank you, Astel.
Politics of Play is a cool book.
Oof. I love the recommendations. Silence here. Oh my gosh. Welcome.
Hello.
Good to see you. So good to see you. Yeah, we're jumping. Been a while. So Astral, what I love about what you just did there is you showed a really good pause point between the reflection and the recommendation. And in general, this circle is about just the reflection. And you also have really good recommendations. So I kind of hate saying that to you. So, and if we rewound back to you saying, I see you're trying to create wavelengths that match people where they're at, that's where you would insert the question, did I get that? Did I hear your pain? And so I'm going to offer that to Axel to see before the recommendation. Did you feel heard, Axel?
Yeah, I felt heard a bit. I feel like more on like the deeper level, it's more of like how I guess it's just more for me. The pain point is I'm trying to find that language of that like we're so missing when we talk about traumas.
Yeah.
And I think that's really like the main thing that's really the pain.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to find the language that matches people's trauma where they're at. Yeah. Thank you. And imagining it from the wavelengths idea of like many wavelengths of trauma. Like sometimes I think about normal life as a wavelength like this, and trauma is like this. And so, how do we soften those jagged edges and bring everyone into resonance? That is an impossible thing, especially if you're writing for theater. Oof, good luck. All right. We're going to go to Captain next before he has to leave. But yeah, Elliot.
Yeah, and I really,
Oh, I really need to go because it's 5 a.m. and I'm studying till 6.
You're
so
sleepy. Okay. We're glad you came, Elliot.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you all.
Glad.
I'll be here next time as well. I'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Yeah, good night. Sleep well. Okay, Captain, your turn.
Yeah. Right. I'll be sad that I have to leave soon too. It's these things always, I love the fact that you guys are here because this is stuff that, I feel that there's spaces and times to talk about it, but sometimes there's always something else that comes up. All right. So my biggest challenge when it comes to not only the active communities I build in here, but just in life, it's working or being with people of different experiences, different communication styles, different expectations, different approaches to whatever we're working on together. It's my biggest challenge, and I own a lot of the aspects of those challenges because I think there's things that I have to work on. But it is very difficult sometimes, and it's hard not to not be the best version of myself when I'm dealing with projects or people and we work together and it's just expectations don't align, our communication styles don't align. And even when I'm saying it right now, I feel guilty because I know the better version of me is putting fault on them for not meeting my expectations. And I know that's not right. So something that I'm trying to work on, but it is a challenge. So my overall pain point is working with others who may not align with my work style.
Really well put. Yeah. This is where the gritty, grindy part comes into play. Yeah. So who wants to reflect Captain back?
Well, it sounded a bit similar to the communication stuff I was talking about earlier, where it's hard to communicate what you're wanting of other people and stuff. So that becomes a frustrating point when you're trying your best to communicate, but maybe you're doing your best, but people aren't fully grasping what you're trying to say. and then that's like something that becomes really hard to like work with. And maybe it's unclear that you're not even understanding each other and stuff like that could happen. And yeah, very, very frustrating.
And so, thank you, Elsa. Did you feel heard, Captain? Did that resonate?
It definitely resonated, yeah, because communication styles vary, and well, I mean, it's very close, very close. It's just that the thing that I'm hearing out of what you said is that like it's the communication of expectations and hearing of expectations, or aligning of expectations. Like it's almost like it's communication, but within that specific aspect that hits me in my gut most of all. And I even hate using the word expectations. If I'm being honest, it's just like being able to be cohesive amongst people who have different agendas, or different ways that they want to experience what we're working on. Like, because my experience within my community, I shouldn't force that on anyone else. But it's like the bad part, that's self-talk. The challenging part of myself is always pushing, because it's really difficult. Yeah. So yeah.
I feel that. I feel it right actually up here, not necessarily down here. It's just like, how do I say this so that it works as a bridge and it doesn't just collapse whatever we're doing?
Exactly. Yeah. Works as a bridge. I like that.
Makes me like howl groan, I guess is what you just heard come out of me. And those who have been on the helper end of things with bridge makers have heard that groan quite a few times. So you have company. Well, thank you for your pain points. We're going to keep going.
Yeah,
but
thank you for listening.
You also have to leave, so we're going to say goodbye to you first.
I know. Before I interrupt, guys, it was everyone. Sorry, it was amazing meeting you all, and I will definitely be at more. So thank you for inviting me into your space.
Yay.
You all have a great rest of your night.
Good night, Captain.
I am too. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
What is another pain point present as we drop like flies? I could say a pain point. No, I'm kidding. Who else has got one?
I could go.
Okay.
No one has any. So I would say recently I've been feeling a little kind of stuck, kind of feeling this inability to kind of hold myself accountable in just a lot of little myriad of ways just throughout life, like not addressing emotional moments or pushing things aside, or just kind of going through life and realizing that I'm kind of almost stuck in an environment where it feels like the goals and the things I want to achieve are kind of being blocked by my own sort of like messiness, or just not really being able to hold myself very accountable, and like just feeling like uncomfortable in general, and feeling a little like unable to find that support in real life to get me going where I really want to go. Because I feel like there's a lot of things I want to try to accomplish, but I sit down in front of my computer and then suddenly all these other really basic, simple, easy, addictive things just feel way more doable and reasonable, and like I could probably do that instead. I could watch YouTube, I could browse Reddit or something. It's like, and then I stand up, and whenever I'm away from my desk, I'm thinking, oh, I should work on that avatar, I should work on that world or something, and then I come back home and I'm stuck in the bubble again, where I'm still kind of stuck, and all the things that I really would like to accomplish feel very heavy and difficult, and the consequences for right now don't feel so bad, but down the line it adds up. So yeah, just kind of going through all those kinds of emotions, just like a whole bunch of little things.
Yeah. Wow. Who wants to reflect Furfador back?
I think
Carl. Yeah.
I think in a way it's pretty similar to kind of how what I was trying to land on. I, you know, sometimes struggle with the idea of really naming anything that's problematic. But I don't know, a big part of what I heard you saying was this kind of frustration and struggle between this, the ideation of something and like the actualization of actually going and doing it. It seems like a great idea when you're planning everything out, or maybe, in my case, sometimes when I'm at work, I'm thinking about all the stuff I'm going to do when I get to my computer at home. And then I get to my computer at home and I grind relics on Final Fantasy 14. So
I know exactly what you mean. Just a different MMO.
Yeah, Reddit grinding or game grinding.
Yeah.
So thank you, Carl.
So did I get that?
Yeah, no, I felt heard. That was accurate.
Yay. Yeah. Thank you. And
Thank
I
you.
noticed as that happened, I just kept having this deep urge in me to get an oil can and go, like, I just kept feeling this grinding metal, and I just wanted to like fix all your metal pieces. And so that was my metaphorical version of wanting to get out of the discomfort of hearing your stuckness. And I was watching that in my belly. I was holding my breath. I just wanted to like, so yeah, look at that. I'm in my fix it mode. Another pain point.
I can go ahead and share then after that. And I think kind of, maybe having a very similar issue kind of at the core with Frophy, but I think I've kind of noticed a tendency to, when I'm surrounded by newbies, I'm like, I got all the confidence and I'll lead people around and act like the smartest guy in the room. But as soon as I actually kind of sat down with people enough and I see people as peers, I get a lot more paralysis when it comes to, maybe stepping in or speaking up and kind of jumping into a situation or conversation. So there's definitely in the past with bridge makers, it's been a kind of ongoing thing that, I think initially I came in and I was just like, oh, this is the community trying to start up and want some help. And then quickly kind of got like, blasted with the actual like clout behind it. Clout's not the right word, but you know what I mean? The gravitas of the place versus it just being, silly community I liked that was trying to start up. And yeah, even, with like fellow moderators or whatever, if there's any sort of certain conversations happening, I'm just like, yeah, they know what they're talking about. We'll leave it at that. When they're brand new, I'm like telling them, like, oh, this is how we do things, da da da.
Okay. Who wants to reflect Carl back?
I could go. I know you just reflected me, but so from what I heard, there's this feeling of almost like a disconnect from, being a part of a leadership of a really massive VRChat group. You've got, yourself when you're meeting all the new people joining the newbies versus all the people that have been in the community for a while. And sort of like that confidence that comes with being like a new leader or a new leader to their eyes and having that authority and that control to kind of give them all like the lay of the land and to like have them look up to you and that feeling of like, oh, you're like a part of something really huge. Whereas when you're around your peers and your equals, it feels a lot less like you don't feel as impressive, or you feel like, this is just normal. These are just, my casual friends. I don't have anything unique or new to offer to them because I'm, you're not introducing yourself for the first time. People already know who you are, so maybe there's less of a feeling of impressiveness to you, and that can feel maybe like slightly less fulfilling than when you're meeting new people for the first time. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I'd say you definitely heard me there. Started to hit some notes that were pretty raw there.
Oh, wow! Thank you. Yeah, I learned something there also that I'm trying to file in my awareness, but I'm not quite sure to tab what the tab is called. I'm like, there's something interesting there. I want to bookmark this moment in our stream so I can come back to it and think about that more.
It's kind of funny because I kind of actually really relate to that when I used to be like a camp counselor at like summer camps for like, kids learning how to make video games and stuff. And that was really powerful. I felt like I was so cool just being this instructor who like knew everything about all the games and all the technology. I know how the game engine works. All that stuff was just like it was very like empowering compared to my typical online reality where I'm just kind of like average nobody compared to all the other people around. So when being around new people, it's very intoxicating with that sense of like, ooh, I have some power here and respect, and that people look up to me and have this wonder in their eyes. Like that's amazing. That's a great feeling. I know that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost makes me want to sit on the ground right now and be beneath everybody and just feel this, like, is this different? But then I can't see people. So then I'm just like, okay, how about if I go over here? Maybe lower.
Got a little ramp there.
I know. It also makes me have to trust everybody here that if somebody comes in, you'll be welcoming to them. So this is my experiment. Be lower. Okay, thank you. Wow. So who else? Pain points.
Can perhaps go.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess what's been on my mind. Moderation has been on my mind recently. I guess kind of like indirectly. I do some of that maybe occasionally. And I would say unfortunately, rather than fortunately, I've kind of developed maybe a bit of like an intuition for it. I am kind of like the fastest mod in the West and some of the servers that I moderate. It's kind of like can smell the troublemakers before they actually make the trouble.
Wow.
And that's not actually the pain point. Because that's just the background. The sort of the pain point, the thing that I've been kind of stuck in like some loops of self-reflection in recently is like I am at least a little bit afraid, kind of processing like how to like not let that turn into paranoia, I guess. I've been maybe feeling a little bit of that. Of like, oh shoot, somebody joined, they need to like, check them out, I would like to retain, a welcoming presence rather than this sort of accusative and like sort of presence. Yeah.
That's such a good one. Okay, who wants to reflect that one back?
You said that last line is that you wanted to be an authoritative presence instead of an accusative one.
A welcoming.
Sorry, a welcoming.
I would like to.
I get that too. it's like if you have to so this is something I understand very very well too. But the idea is that you wanna be a space, you wanna be like someone that is, yeah, welcoming, right, chill with for people. But if you have like a very keen eye for threats in the community, this is something that can cause a lot of tension between you and the rest of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if like a friend of theirs joins, right? And like they're not, or maybe they've already been befriended your community. It's good. That's why I understand like the keen instinct to wanting to do it like sooner than later.
So thank you, Astel. And I know that, yeah, that is definitely a chord for both of you in your community leadership of you can pick up patterns that maybe you can't even explain to yourselves. And then that gut song that's going off going, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And then what has to come out is, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And that conflict then gets internalized, right? Of like, I'm so glad you're here until I have to kick you out, but I don't get to say that right now, but I know. and that rips us apart inside. And so what I also heard in that is this word paranoia, that it starts to tip into maybe a scanning or a belief, maybe this person is working against me, maybe there's an agenda here I can't see, and that can even make it darker inside. Does that resonate?
I don't know if it entirely does. At least not. It's like maybe it half resonates. I guess I don't really worry too much about the first half, which is like, needing to put on a face, like where like I suspect somebody is like a threat, but that's not the part that I'm worried about. I am more than willing to kind of go off of those vibes. It's the latter part, the part that I'm worried about is when like, someone who comes in and there's like nothing there, it's like I would like to welcome the people who aren't threats, but like I'm worried that the paranoia is kind of like bleeding over, and kind of targeting, people who have not just done nothing in, my community, but just, are just general cool people. I don't want to become paranoid of them. Don't want that to bleed over there.
It's less about the person that you're having the spidey senses, and it's more about the person that you're having the spidey senses that might not actually warrant those, and it might be triggering you, and you can't tell the difference all the time. You're worried that you're gonna be exclusionary to somebody that was the cool person.
The visitor ranks that are just generally new people.
Yeah, it's I need to like temper myself and like take a few deep breaths and
Wow. And also thank you for telling me and us that you didn't completely feel heard there. So you're noticing that place in you that is both staying with your story, but also not getting too wrapped up in your story of somebody else. So you can be welcoming.
I think it is a related problem. I think it happens to just maybe be the other side of the coin, the one that I'm not dealing with right now.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's so sincere and real. And when we get really good at holding the line can get smaller and smaller sometimes. And then it can start to feel like, am I growing a silo here? What am I doing? So, yeah, thank you. What other pain points are present?
I've got one.
Okay, Astral.
So, a frustration that I have that I keep on seeing repeated is something that I would call the aestheticization of politics. This is something this is prevalent in identity spaces, where an image is replaced with to supplement discussion. Sometimes this can just be the prevalence of an avatar showing up to represent something. This is how it used to be back in the day. It's kind of different now. You see this within queer spaces, though, sometimes, where you have just an over-reliance on flags for identities in place of actual conversations over who people are. And it creates a lot of division. Also, I'm worried that within our general political space, promoting an aesthetic is an easy path to power for power-seeking individuals, because they can spread that aesthetic and it builds a community around it on its own. And that community could think it's aligned, but it's really just serving one or two people.
Feel that in my belly. Yeah, silent.
Interesting.
Want to reflect that one back?
Yeah, I think that one strikes a chord with me as well. Gosh, I guess I picked I think two main things from that, because I guess what I was hearing from you is that, like, you know, symbols and like aesthetics, like they are very powerful, but you mentioned like replacing conversations, and I guess this is something that feels similar to something that, like, actually I've been thinking, which is like, can very easily have, like, a symbol can very easily like replace the effort that we put into a community, and of the effort that you put into the people who are around you. And I do think that, yeah, so that's kind of some of, or at least I think some of what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, I feel hurt there.
We get so good at creating that the creation itself becomes the draw, and the relationships start to get lost in that somewhere. And that can just be kind of tragic or empty feeling. Thank you, Astral. Wow. So many rich ones tonight. I think we've got Sim and maybe Elsa, our last two to go here. Who would like to go next?
And I regret, I really don't want to dip out early, but over here nodding off of my chair. I slept like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
In the last day, so.
Yeah. Okay, Carl. Thanks for being here.
I'll see y'all next week, hopefully.
Yeah. Have a good sleep.
See you, Carl.
Good night.
Sleep well, Carl.
Goodbye.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to get going as well, because I have to study for a test. So yeah.
Oh.
What's the subject?
Chemistry.
Oof. All right. Good luck.
All right.
Oh, that is a pain point if you'd like that reflected back. So you need to go study for a chemistry test, and we can probably all howl at that with an emoji of some kind for you. And also
hey,
wish
when's
you
Spacewalk Talk?
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to offer you that, and also like any other emojis we want to send. We want to send Sim away with. Maybe this one, fire. Yeah, you got a lot of students here too. So yeah,
It's not chemistry.
Sunburn. Okay, glad you came, Sim. With some beer, some figures. Oh, that one was a really good one for it. Yeah. Good night,
That's
Sim.
the closest thing I had to a beaker.
Glad you came.
Goodbye.
And then there was 6 of us. We're going to get on our world hop and we're going to have like 3 people left. But as long as there are 3. Night, good night. Okay, so Elsa, what is your pain point?
I don't know if I have any pain points I wanna bring up today.
Okay. Nothing's aching for you.
Good.
There's nothing really aching that much. I feel like there's stuff I could maybe talk about, but nothing that's really like aching that badly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you can also talk about the semi-aching things if you'd like. Just one.
Like a thing I was reminded of earlier, when people were talking is, a thing I've like noticed with like trolls and stuff in communities when you're like engaging in a community and there notice that there is like either like trolls or like people disrupting it intentionally or unintentionally because they want to push it in different directions and stuff and like to the point where like I don't really want to engage in this community anymore because it's like not an environment you want to be in anymore, but then it's like hard to like you're just engaging in it and you're not involved in enough to really change it or fix it in any way, so that's can be a little frustrating sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's a very real one. The decay of community systems when the chaos is not addressed directly, right? Direct communication. And how people fade out. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that one. That's definitely a flavor of the week through Bridgemakers. Woof. Getting my sleigh on this week, which is really uncomfortable. But it's for that very reason, knowing that there is a point where the chaos can overwhelm the signal. And it has to be addressed, sometimes with pretty hard boundaries, even if that's going to cause more pain in the short term. And what I hear about yours is that maybe you're not in that decision-making place in a community. And so it's that feeling like a bystander that just can't keep watching it. And so you just kind of fade out. But that kind of soft ache of going, they'll never know that that's why I left. Like, I'm tired of talking about it, or I maybe didn't even get to it this time. Yeah. That very much qualifies as a pain point. So thank you for sharing. Well, mine, if I'm going to add one, I don't know that I really ever do this because I always have a laundry list of pain points. This has been a freaking hard week. Like I have hauled it. I have been typing from 8 a.m. to sometimes 1 a.m. Straight, building infrastructure for Bridgemakers a lot this week, and getting ready for some big meetings and presentations next week. But despite all of that, including like we've got conflicts and we've got potential like pretty hard lines being drawn this week for the first time in Bridgemakers, with some people who are already in. But I actually have seen this storm of conflicts and potential ex-members, etc. It's actually building. I feel like the bridge has these like pillars in it, and they've been kind of like wobbling and shaking. And every day I look at the bridge and I'm like, will it exist tomorrow? One gust of wind and it's going to go. And the storm of this week has actually somehow hammered those pillars in. And I'm seeing these team members like step up, get their shoulders back behind their spine, and hold presence and just be guardians. not because they're villainizing anyone or victimizing anyone, but because they know this is a moment of definition for our community. And so seeing how they're stepping up on the Discord, how they're responding to the docs I'm putting out almost within minutes. I've never seen this before in our group. There's always been this like, oh, I don't want to tug too hard. I don't want to burn people out. And so there's a lot of big, empty, kind of quiet spaces many times. But this week, I'm so not proud of my team, but proud to be in a team that is in a coherence right now of purpose, and I feel like we're all kind of crying inside a little bit. There's pain happening. It hurts to say no, to say you got to go. But there's also a love almost growing of the mission of the work of this, and that sometimes bridges mean boundaries. And so I'm touched. I actually don't necessarily list this as an ache as much as an awe. I'm in awe of not feeling alone at kind of one of the hardest moments I think we've ever had. That isn't public yet, so most people don't know about it, and I don't know when or how it's going to be public. But yeah, I'm in awe of how the storms can sometimes really help us lean in and help, not out of trauma, but out of purpose. And so this is me just, putting my hand on my heart and going, this would be, of any time we've ever had this meeting, this is my time to howl and say, I'm fucking wiped. I've gotten so little sleep this week. But also, I feel a team with me. I feel people at my side who are pausing deeply and asking really good questions about how we do this better. And that is, you can't replace that. That is a really rare and lovely moment. We'll get chaotic again and lose each other and all that, but right now I feel shown up for, and I feel like we are showing up and building some deep infrastructure that will hopefully be a gift to other community systems around us that don't have this stuff built. Nobody has this stuff built. Like the 30-page doc I built 2 days ago is called Responding to Interpersonal Violence. And that has a whole range of what that means in these spaces. And it is messy. It is messy and it is hard. So this is my awe, and there is ache, but also more awe than ache right now. And would anybody like to just tell me one thing you heard as my reflection? One piece that resonated for your heart?
I can. I think for me, from just listening, the thing that really stood out to me was that it was when you were talking about the storm with the foundation. But sometimes, and then with me, what it had me thinking to like my own community, but like sometimes how the storms actually help the community become stronger, and that's kind of what I got. So.
Yeah, it's tempering, basically. It feels like it's testing the metal and the bridge of it, and it's locking things in a little bit, and so that it can flow and it can roll with the shaking. So yeah, I couldn't have. You can't predict these things, because if you need it to be true, then it all falls apart, right? But I'm grateful to see what's happening here. Are there any other pieces that came up there that wants to be shared before we transition to our next part? Okay.
Just like a follow up what Axel said, but like I assume like most communities go through like rough spots, but then if like, and then you want to like learn from that, and then the learning there, that doesn't, like, you don't have to set things in stone like from that point on, like this is how things are, so like you like lock it down too much and then it collapses from the stuff you were supposed to learn from, and you stop adapting because you think you solved stuff. You have to like continue learning in the future as well. When things come up, maybe things are slightly different, so you can't solve it the same way.
That's true. That's true. And for me, it's that sense of those pillars are in better than they ever have been, but the actual bridge will still keep being adjusted and flexed and built new things on. Yeah. But not being like, we solved it. We solved interpersonal violence in community systems. You're welcome, everyone. Good night. Good night. No. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your witness, and thank you for witnessing each other. I don't know if you can feel that buzz that I feel sometimes after we do this part, but there's just this kind of like, we said hard shit, we fixed none of it, and we're still here. That's kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. It's like stretch for a moment. And for those who would like, the next part is where we get to stretch our legs a little differently and try out some worlds to just feel what they tell us about community building. So it's semi-playful, but it's still holding a lens on our heads with each other that says, how does this change how we connect to each other? We just did a connecting moment, but how does it change how we connect to each other? So I have a world I would love to see if we can trigger, because I wasn't able to trigger this world to actually work. But it's kind of an intense looking world. So I could drop that portal, but also, does anybody have a community world where you're like, ooh, I think this world is meant to build community, but it doesn't. It might break it. Because we can also try that. Probably quest friendly, just to be safe, unless everybody here is definitely PCVR or PC.
Yeah, everyone's PC here.
Okay, that's interesting. So I have other worlds that are definitely like that. But yeah. So let's see.
I have a world to critique if anyone wants.
There you go. The goal with these hops are making sure that we're staying respectful, that the creator, I meet a lot of creators in here, and so allow for the possibility that whatever we're going to say in here is going to reach the creator. And this is a group creature practice of going there and saying something with integrity that might kind of sting, but also acknowledging the effort, acknowledging the beauty, acknowledging
they've already
what
heard my feedback then. Maybe another world.
But it still may be something we learn from. So it doesn't mean it's not right for our hop. Yeah, I will, Astral, if you want to drop your world, or I can drop mine. But I kind of wanted to, I feel like I didn't do this world.
Let's see yours. Let's see if they integrate my feedback in case it gets back to them, you say.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, okay. So this one is, this is streaming for sure. This one is called A Shrine to Cthulhu.
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 I was like, yeah, Cthulhu.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't do it public.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Let me.
Yeah, I would.
New instance. I'll do it Friends Plus.
Or
Yeah.
Plus.
Okay. Here we go.
So this is the world that works off of an established lore.
True. And we're gonna ask ourselves, first of all, if we can trigger this creature, because I have not been able to get it to come out. And then secondly, how does this make or break community? I've just been asking myself that. Okay. Off we go. Zoom.
Come
Yeah.
out from the ocean.
That's interesting that it seems like the
You know
origin
what
of
it
the
might
world is
be?
way
It
out
might be
there.
that the creator has an avatar that they use here.
What? That's so
That would be kind of
trickstery.
lame.
Yeah,
Hmm.
trickstery.
Is there like it looks like some of the grass is lowered in a sort of like directional path? Is that something we're supposed to go down?
There's a sparkly thing over here that I found
There's a
that
book somewhere.
does.
Find the book. Find the book.
Oh, have you been here, Astral? Do you know about this?
No, it's listed in the assets though.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a
book.
sparkle I saw in the
There's a pillar
woods.
here.
Yeah.
This looks suspicious.
Oh, there's the sparkle. And there's a
Book
book on the
spotted.
ground. Yeah.
Oh,
Select all
So
forward. Nothing happens, but why not? God damn it! What is that supposed to mean?
I just
collect
think.
all four.
Oh no, there's 4 pieces. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, well.
Okay.
That's
I
a lot of
see
work.
some
We have to
theories,
find-
Does anyone have that avatar that can make the grass like? Alright, 1 second.
Like a mower?
No, there's like you can like see through the worlds. Or is this
Oh.
Oh, that's like the
See.
shaders that will render on top
Yeah.
of the grass, but not over the world,
That's-
and then you can. Yeah,
you
I was
can
thinking
cheat
about
if you
that
really
one,
wanted to see if
Sal.
you can trigger it, even though it says nothing happens. So I guess they're already
Hmm.
trolling us.
I mean, it's an interesting incentive, right? To like make us.
Is it? I'm gonna kick it. I'm
Is
gonna
it?
kick their butt.
It is.
Ooh.
It's a disruptive
Oh,
incentive
that's hard.
to tease us.
I can't find the sample avatar.
There's
The debug
there's
avatar.
the layers. Oh, I have it.
Oh, you have it.
How many do I have showing on? Yeah.
So Axel, you're probably not familiar with this, but some of these avatars actually have a function that can read the world at a deeper level, and we're trying to cheat the
I'm
world
actually really curious.
basically too. And we're trying. Look, so it's making a robot community right now. This is what it's doing. It's turning us all into Borgs.
Does it actually show you where
Okay,
interactables are hidden?
Wow. And their
Yeah,
eyes-
there's a
I'm
shader
looking
for
at
that
layers
somewhere.
here. Ah, here we go. Default.
Layers.
Well, okay.
Well, there's a thing. Something.
Okay,
Alright,
follow
follow that
silent.
robot.
That is the spawn.
Oh, what
That's
happened? Did it go?
I don't.
Spawn point?
I don't know.
No, we
There's
got lost.
something this way. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's
I
the.
see it.
Oh, they have the PNG of like the world in here,
The
and
world.
the video
Oh,
player
yeah, I
is
see
under the water. I see.
What?
That's
That's
what
funny.
the music is.
Yeah, there's a video player here.
Oh,
It's under.
right underneath us.
Under them.
Okay.
Okay, well that didn't help, but
Didn't
oh well.
help. But it was funny. Oh, and there goes Elsa. Elsa's going to look it up. So we
don't
have a
see anything
whole
down here.
island we would have to
don't
run
see
around and
people
scout to actually see the creature we were incentivized to come here for.
There's very likely no creature.
No. Would they troll us? That would be so sad. I think the world itself has what is it? 9,000 visits, 732 favorites. That feels like it would have a lot less favorites maybe, unless it's just all trolls who have favorited it. I don't know. But
I mean, they do say nothing happens, so like.
wait, in the description?
I mean, on the
On
book
the-
when you pick it up.
On the book.
On the
right?
book, yeah.
Wouldn't that be like nothing happens for that particular book? But yeah, I don't
Just
know.
collect
Okay.
all
There's
four
a
and
there's a
nothing
wooden
happens,
boat
but
and
why
a bloody
not?
axe somewhere, but I don't see any of those either
Okay.
in the assets listed.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So here
You
we
can see
go.
assets listed.
We didn't get the show we were looking for. How does this make or break community? What did this do to us?
I'm never reading Cthulhu again.
You shadow ban Cthulhu. Okay. I also wonder if like this is a recruitment space. So they built it this far, and then they're bringing people here to get them to help build that next layer of the asset. But they also could have written that a little more clearly, so it didn't feel so kind of set up and disappointment. Yeah.
Oh, am I changing your camera? I'm sorry. I just realized mine's changing on its own, but we all have these debugging avatars on.
Oh, I don't think you're changing mine. No. All right. Well,
No,
Astral, would you like to drop
there's only
your
one
world?
shader at a time.
Oh. You learned something. I also have others.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Sure, why not?
Okay, let's see Astral's world.
You want to see
How
Rainbow
old
Library
is this?
3.0?
Oh gosh, here we go. The politically
Rainbow
charged
Library?
version of this. Also, did we lose Silent? Oh no, Silent's over
Silence
there.
over there.
I was like, Silent's still looking. Okay. So, Rainbow Library 3.0. So, we get to be especially mindful here that this is a community in transition on so many different levels and still trying to figure out how to build their world so it's a hopefully welcoming space. And we're going to see the updates because it's been evolving. It's brighter. Okay. Wow. It's definitely changing as we come back.
I've not seen this version.
Yeah, I haven't either. So, this is a community space for those of you who don't know, where it's going to be kind of a common space, or it already is probably. And this is where people come and find each other and hang out and meet. And so, one of the ways potentially we can offer some service to this creator is just observing emotions without judgment, just emotions as we walk through. What does it feel like to look at this direction? I feel a sense of foreboding and worry. Like, I wonder if that place burned down recently, and I feel concerned.
Yeah, I feel a sense of something went wrong with the baked lighting, and it makes it look like it's burnt down, and I don't think that's the intention.
I smell overlapping life map beauties, but
yeah, I think
not
that's
what this is.
possible. I learned about that now. I know what that is.
Very dark for being something called Rainbow Library. So that's probably
it's definitely it feels like emerging from
supposed
the
to be-
ashes.
yeah.
There's a lot of
It's
darkness
being
here.
reborn. It's a phoenix that's being reborn.
There
It's
you go.
rising from its ashes.
The fire's off, and right now it's just ash. But there, this is a really interesting part where we can kind of diagnose it from our brains, thinking about technically what they should do, we think, or whatever. But this is, I also believe the creation process itself has an embedded grieving in it, where we get blocked and we get frustrated, and then we have to put out something that's good enough sometimes. And it really hurts our hearts. We're like, oh, I don't want people to judge this. And like, when I look this direction, it's completely black, right? And when we have that blackness, it can be really easy to project on that shadow a darkness to it, of like, oh, dark things have happened here.
And I do feel, it's like it
talking.
feels dark, but then I
Yeah.
also feel like when I look under the trees in like both directions, it feels like even in the hallways in the town, it's as if it's nighttime over there and it's daytime over here, and it feels confusing and conflicting.
You feel confused and conflicted. Yeah. So the feeling words are really important here, right? Because nobody can argue with feelings, but it gives us all information to what it's doing to our bellies. our bodies, our
There are
relationships.
That is.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I was thinking it's too much with the brick texture everywhere on the outside, but they have it on the inside too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely not
The-
finished in here.
Where
So
in an industrial building.
what's the feeling in
This
your
used to be a
body when you
factory.
see bricks?
This used to be a factory of some kind.
Interesting.
Doesn't feel like a cohesive library.
Yeah.
Feels
Yeah, it feels like
splotchy.
some very dark things happened here.
Yeah,
Well,
The
like it's
impulse to use
dusty.
spiral staircases is strong, but it's
Ooh,
the
this doesn't
least
feel good to
possibly
climb.
accessible staircase that you can make, especially in VR.
This is
Jumping up this
Because you
is
have to turn while
there is
elevating.
work.
It just
Not
creates
really
motion
accessible.
sickness.
Yeah,
Where's
wow.
the
This is...
wheelchair accessible?
Woof. We need to ride up the
Yeah, I
stairs.
thought this was accessible.
Where's the portal? That's right. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow, these things are so bright.
They are
They're
very
just
bright.
like, I guess there's like some sort of sunroof here, but then it's like somehow it doesn't feel bright in here somehow.
I'm not really getting a sense of where people are like supposed to hang out at all. In this
Oh, there's
space.
you. So this is the kind of stuff that's really important,
That
right?
too.
This is a community space.
Mhm.
Where does it tell us to go to find each other? So let's. Also, this staircase, I can't jump off it. I have to do the whole thing down.
Yeah, the
This is
railings
not
are
fun.
ridiculously tall for some reason.
Wow. That needs help.
Like it felt like
There
we
is a
should
way to
go
jump
in
up.
here, but then there's no. This doesn't
Oh,
feel like
God.
a place.
Whoa.
Pitch
This is
black
so
in here.
dark. Oh my God.
To hang.
It's absolutely
the
nighttime in here.
Coming soon area, so I imagine it's
Yeah. There you go. So you're noticing. So
I'm begging queer people to stop dealing with their Hogwarts trauma in VR.
Aw.
also, notice what happened. Actually, Astral made an interesting point. We stuck around the spawn point to feel the world. That tells us something about our nervous systems in here, right? That we didn't even want to leave the spawn point. We were like,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know where I
you
should
see all
go.
these
Like
dark directions.
The coming soon signs probably puts us off going in any direction as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the bright area over here has a coming soon. So what do we do when we land here? And it's a 3.0. It's a work in progress. There are bugs. We're working quickly. Yeah.
Well, I think from what I've been seeing is like the signs on like the sign post over there give you different areas. So I feel like it's depending on where you want to be and where everybody else wants to be in that particular moment. Because like the beach is right there behind Heya.
Yeah.
And then there's like a stage and something over there where Astral just from and other stuff. So
yeah.
I think it's just gonna be like an area of just preference and everything.
Oh, there is something over here. Okay.
True.
I do agree in the sense that like only this area feels like
ready to
interesting to explore.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very curious about. Yeah, like how is this the third version? This feels like a 0.3 rather than a 3.
I've seen the first and second. This is actually technically sort of an
Very
upgrade.
What does this communicate?
Okay.
Oh
So
God.
Is this a carriage? What?
The Grim Reaper.
Oh, it's
Hello, Grim Reaper. Come in. And I will slice you open.
Absolutely nothing like this. So this is like a completely different design, basically.
Interesting. I feel like they should just give it a new name if it's so different, you know?
Well,
I will
the community has
also.
one name.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
the
one
world
community.
is different from the.
I will observe what is happening in my body as we walk through this. I feel a compression of gravity. And so I am breathing less in my belly as we keep going through here and feeling more and more like sediment is gathering in me.
The move speed is a bit slow.
That's true too.
For the size of the space.
Yeah. And I also felt this lunge in me when Silent went that way to go like, go to the beach, get to the water.
It does feel brighter.
I want to be,
Yes, it does.
Maybe
There's
something
another
makes
light
sense
bar
over
over
there.
Oh, there is?
Ah,
Wait, hold on. Hey, you.
what?
There's something else over here.
Oh, there's more? Okay. Okay. We're in this together.
Pictures to use on walls.
Good
Is it
God,
called
my
Blaha
breathing is not
Beach?
doing well in
Chunga.
here.
Oh, why is the forest crossed out? That's weird.
There's a
Why is it
fork.
Chunga?
Oh, you can go in.
Hmm.
Oh, this one is ready. Oh, okay.
What other language does it
Or
like
something.
Oh.
This is the Matrix.
Suddenly the Matrix.
Now we're
Are we in the
Matrix.
Matrix?
Green. The
Wow.
green lighting makes it feel like the Matrix. It's so
happened?
funny.
It's way too bright.
Is this
Yeah,
like some kind of like alien whale skeleton?
It's a
What is this?
log. It's just
Wow.
a wood, a beech wood, but it's so bright it feels like an alien thing. And these orbs are not detached to anything. They're just
How
Whose
many-
floating
creator
here. Like,
loves
is it
horror
magic?
aesthetics?
How many people want to sit right here with that on top of your head?
It does feel like a whale. I thought it was a dragon skull at first, but it's
Think
just
about
driftwood, I
how
guess.
different this would feel if there were little lines hanging from it to the orbs.
That would feel much better. I would feel like I'm in a space where things exist.
It's lamps.
Kind of
Yeah.
like there's lines over here holding this
Yeah,
roof thing up.
right.
But,
Yeah.
mm,
There we have the stairs again. I mean, technically, I'll tell you, in the world, I think this particular piece has the most oxygen. Like, I don't know that I would want to talk to
Yeah.
people here for very long, but it does feel
I
like
have to squint my eyes.
prepared. My eyes are actually hurting in here, though. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it's too bright, so it hurts your eyes.
Oh, I'm the manager? Oh, I can change the URL.
Oh, hello. Also, the
Wait,
white
yeah.
flags are interesting. I think
My guess was
They're
that they were
ghostly.
ready to be textured for all the different flags
yeah.
for the community.
Oh,
So they're
be.
white for now.
They're white for now. Yeah, it's templates. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, this is a place where we get to hold a lot of hope and compassion for the creators and recognize that, building while a community already exists, this isn't for a future community, this is for a community that exists right now, is going to have a lot of cranky people probably visiting it and giving all kinds of you shoulds. And
A thought that I have is that the kind of environment that says we're really smart, look how smart we are, is the perfect environment for a troll to invade. It's like their very favorite topic, and I worry about that.
That's a good point.
We're surrounded by books.
That makes me realize. I feel like there's so much emphasis on this being a library, but you can't do anything with the books. It's just an aesthetic.
That's always been a criticism.
It communicates knowledge without communicating what the knowledge is. That's an interesting observation. The texture can feel like secure, like we're saying something, but it doesn't necessarily say anything, and then that can be projected on. Yeah. You have a lot of
Gonna call yourself a library. Maybe you should do something more with that.
the books. Yeah. And so we can hope, right?
How
That
books
this
or something.
yeah, that this will become more and more of a living space over time. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of maybe brevity, I guess, for the creator of this. I can imagine how painful this is to build, just because it needs a lot of iterations and tweaks to start to maybe resemble the name, the Rainbow Library. It's trying, but
They need to get
it's
professional.
It's missing a lot of pieces.
There's some library parts, but not many rainbow parts so far.
Yeah.
But we got the Grim Reaper carriage. We got that going for us.
They got there you go.
I
The cycling.
Yeah,
guess I'm at least
the blacks and the greens. I don't need all the other colors.
What were you saying, Silent?
I'm saying it's like I'm at least or I guess at least marginally aware why the old world is no longer being
Yeah.
used. But I think my
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the visual design, I actually that wasn't super interesting. But like to me, when I like visited the old world, it did feel like it earned like the name of library because it did have these like very helpful posters like scattered about as you like walk through the halls.
Yeah.
Like very like
yeah.
informational.
That's true. And my guess is
I feel
they'll
like that's
transport those, hopefully.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Hopefully. I mean, that feels like it's missing from this one. I also felt like it was missing from. I know we're not in the other one, but I've been in at least 2 versions of this. I don't know if it was version 1.0 or version 2.0, but whichever one looked more like a single like school building.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that one. Yeah. So yeah,
another
the
portal.
fountain in the middle.
well, we're gonna. Astral, I love it when you do this. We need to have you
Take
just
your
come
time.
do world hops with bridge makers because you have
Oh,
so
yeah.
much
I
wisdom to
appreciate
give.
this.
And we're gonna actually switch to this because we're closing up our event. So this is gonna be our checkout space,
An apathy world.
and then we will get Astral to
This
do
one.
us some world hops because we would love that. Yay!
Whoa, it's so dark.
It is really dark.
Oh, it like start. Oh, this is
It's
beautiful.
lighter. Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh my goodness. Whoa,
Yeah.
look at this view. Oh,
Dawn has
this is
come.
okay.
Yeah.
This is like a treat after that last
It's a
world.
palate cleanser, right?
Look at
It
the horizon
gives.
here. So apathy is so good at these kinds of like sightlines.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
just a master of this style of worlds.
Yeah.
And like
This is
really love
there's a
it.
few,
Really good.
they've actually spun out like a community that's also doing these kinds of things.
And look,
this
there's
world.
cars running down there. It feels so alive.
Oh
Okay.
shit! Look at that.
Wow.
Okay.
Very
So
cool.
I'm really impressed now.
It's a
The other one I
palate
was like,
cleanser. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
I've
let's
been-
Having a
maybe.
dessert.
Oh,
feast.
go ahead, Silent. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I've been like strongly advocating for like facade or like more facades in world design. The spaces that I'm in.
Yes. And you know, the subtlety of this and the name of the world, I wanted to bring us here for our closing circle here because
Clouds over the back.
let's take some deep breaths. Let's feel the touch grass element of this. Let's let the intensity of all the things we've traveled through today.
It
just
really
kind of
does feel like it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Let that heaviness go with the morning coming. And if you're willing, let's circle up and just offer in honor maybe of Silent. We haven't seen you for a while, but I saw a video of us doing this recently, and I
The
just
house
love
is haunted. Don't go in the house.
Go in the house. Come back, Gryffindor, before your medal is
Sorry,
possessed.
I just wanted to take a peek.
I know.
I was like, it's
Is it
really
actually
nice in there
haunted?
too.
Yeah, a girl died in there.
Oh gosh.
Oh, wait, what? Is that what this is about? Oh,
That's chapter 2. Okay, we're gonna do the appreciation game first. Yeah. But,
okay.
What we're
if we
gonna
did it
do,
inside?
Silent actually.
No, it's
I
okay.
think you were the one that introduced this. Oh wait, maybe it was Venia. I'm so sorry, but you did it with us in a circle. Is this idea of a rose, a bud, or a thorn, right? Of
I remember
let's
this. That was
let's
Venia, yeah.
let's close our circle with noticing a rose, as in like what is the bloom of this evening for us, and maybe somebody brought that bloom for us and we can give them that rose. Or the bud is a hope. It hasn't bloomed in me yet, but I have some hope from what I learned here today. And then the thorn is really saying I'm carrying pain away with me, and I'm going to acknowledge that in one way, and I know that pain is going to grow me. So you can pick one of those three, and ideally trying to keep it present with the people here, in witness of their pain, in gratitude of their sharing and their vulnerability. Whatever the case, this is a way we can do a checkout and finish our circle. And so if somebody knows what there is, if they have a rose, a butter, a thorn from the time tonight being bridge makers together, you can go first, or I can model this and pick one so you can all see what that can look like. Who has a rose, butter, thorn?
I have a bud.
Okay, what's your bud, Axel?
Just like from coming in and speaking from my thesis work, and really like trying to find that framing of that language that really holds everybody with that care that will bring forth that healing that we don't really have. My bud that I've been hearing is from the basically of just taking what everybody has said from their pain points as well, because a lot of that has resonated with stuff that I've talked about, because I am really diving into like the generational traumas. I'm diving into the other harder stuff that I really don't want to mention out loud right now. But it's just it's not happening yet. But I have the hope that as I get more into the second act, that language and that flow is going to happen, and it's going to not separate, not attack, but it's going to hold, and then and hopefully be like seep into our beings of all who witness and experience.
Yay! Oh, that's such a bud. That's the one I meant to do. Yeah. Yeah, in some ways when you say that, I picture the sometimes I feel, if you all reference this was from probably before your time, but I'm an old person, so it was kind of my time. There's something called The Breakfast Club. It was a movie about all these teenagers who got stuck in a library when they were supposed to be cleaning, and they had a real conversation together when they were supposed to be doing something else. And when I saw that, I thought, I'm going to grow up and make those moments for the rest of my life. That's not going to be an accident. And so in some respects, this is the Breakfast Club for me, and how that movie was designed to show what awkward vulnerability can lead to, and what truth comes out when we just listen. We really try to listen to each other and take all the stories off of what we think somebody means or what they're going to say. So maybe we will be your shadow secret breakfast club infrastructure for whatever you're building next. Yeah. Oh. Who else? Bud, rose, or thorn?
I'll do roses and thorns. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I have these.
Oh,
prepared.
Yay!
Sweet.
I will give a rose to Astral. Thank you for sharing your pain point. Like I did say at the time that, like, you know, it struck a chord with me, but like it's like, man, it feels like refreshing to hear, you know, someone else kind of thinking about these things. Like I'm like, oh, this is really really nice to hear. Also, I did this. This is from a while back. Roses to Fruitador for not pinging me for help on world stuff, because I need to concentrate on school, and I would distract myself, but I need to not. And finally, I guess a thorn for myself here. I will really need to get back into this stuff. Normally, when I would host events at Skits and Bits, I would be like trying to be present throughout the night, so that when we get to the end and we do the roses and thorns there, I'd be able to like give roses to everyone. I have not been present enough tonight to be able to do that, so I will. It's something I'm going to need to get back into the habit of
and full circle
practice a bit more.
Yeah, full circle to our norms of accountability tonight. That was lovely. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we brought that up.
Yeah.
I feel rusty.
Oh, your rest is welcome here, Silent. And I hear your Thorn. Thank you. Okay, more thorns, buds, roses. That one was really rich.
I'll share a thorn.
Okay.
I feel like when I arrive at this event, I'm not always prepared to share pain points. And it feels like we do share a lot of sadness from leaders. And it's good to offer a space for that, for sure. But I think oftentimes what I want to hear from leaders is, I guess, some of the flows of success, not necessarily just the pain.
Yeah, thank you for that. That is a thorn. And I will hold your thorn with you. And I will hold this space as for this particular event, we start with thorns, and there are other events we could grow that start with roses. And both can exist. However, the tendency I see in these spaces tends to go towards almost a toxic positivity element. And so I tend to go the other direction to counteract that. And sometimes I forget the roses part needs to have a home also. Mostly I think our summit is that place, but right now our summit is maybe going to be dead for a while. We didn't have enough help to keep it going. So we might need to find a different home for the leadership roses. Yeah. So thank you, Astel. Your thorn matters. And it's definitely a thorn for me too. All right. Who else?
Can you say what the difference between a bud and a rose is again?
Yeah. So the bud is a hope for the future, and the rose is it's already blooming in me right now. I'm actually there.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. I could go. I just want to throw a rose to Elsa for joining us just randomly tonight and then just fitting in really well. I felt like you picked up on like all the little things we're doing and shared your side. You reflected. It was like we didn't have to say anything. You just like you fit in. It was great. So I appreciate that.
Welcome, Elsa. Yay. That's lovely. Who else?
Yeah. I could say a little bud. Just from like me randomly joining, and felt like I could just pick up and talk and give my views and stuff. Felt really nice, and like bridge building or like community building is something I'm interested in and would like to do more of. Just finding time and an opportunity, pretty much. And hopefully I'll be able to do more of that in the future.
Yay. I'm glad. I'm glad you're feeling the calling. We have a lot of amazing creators in these spaces that build the containers, but then there's the thing that makes the containers alive, and that's us. That's the intentional choice to digest the space and make it a place other people want to come and grow with us. So glad you're feeling that calling. Well, has everyone given a rose and a bud? I feel like yes. Or a thorn? Yes. Okay. So what is mine? Mine is I'm gonna say a thorn. I still feel like really like I feel like my body is tied up with like barbed wire. right now.
Hmm.
And such a different state in my body from when we left the spaceship. So there's a Thorn that way of going like, woof, whatever we just went to wasn't good for my body. And I need to, I feel like I need to come in sometimes with like a bubble around me or something, like zip up. Because that's, but the other possibility here, so that I'm not putting this on like the world environments only, is that maybe, you know, I've had an intense week, and maybe sitting in this circle with all of you has kind of helped me drop into that a little more and feel all the tight places that I've been holding in my body all week. So that could be true too. This could just be me unwinding out of a very, very pushed, like every second of every day has been next. So I want to own that. The Thorn could be the Thorn of the week instead of the worlds we went to. And yeah, so grateful. I want to invite us to do what the world name is. I'm going to do it and do a deep breath. And send some gratitude to all the creators who are getting their imaginations out and hoping it's a good place for somebody else to feel a place of belonging or irritation or home, whatever. And gratitude to all of our fallen ones who had to go to other paths tonight. We started out about double the size. And to each of you for coming back. Every one of you has, Elsa, you're first one, but so many people come back sometimes once a quarter. But to see your faces again and hear your voices, it's like little heartbeats that are checking in. Okay, so if you're willing, let's grab a photo and we're going to say goodbye to our streaming audience. You can check out this video on YouTube, and maybe we'll get the cool backgrounds in the picture if you want to come stand next or sit next to me. And then I'm going to, once we all pose and maybe get some emojis ready to go, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then I want you to just think of any word. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be connected to today. And as you emoji and we say goodbye to everyone, just say your word out loud. And we're going to name the whole evening after one of those words. So no pressure. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Ghost. Bread. What else? What's emojis? Community.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Brevidor, could you say Thorn of the Week in like the Halo voice announcer voice?
Thorn of the Week.
Thorn of the Week. Ooh, that's quite a word. I like it.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
I never thought they sounded like the Halo guy.
But now you know. So everyone, let's wave to our people here who will watch.